My first 3 placements were at local schools in the Bayside area. I began my teaching degree studying secondary education. However, my first placement school was at a primary school in Mentone. I immediately changed my mind and became passionate about teaching primary-aged children, as I loved interacting with the children and forming relationships with them. Next, I partook in a short placement at a school in Melbourne. I had a very young mentor teacher who made me even more determined and passionate about teaching, as I could see how great this teacher was at such a young age, and therefore how achievable becoming a great teacher was. It was also my first experience in an open plan classroom, which really opened my eyes to the benefits and importance of teacher collaboration. Because of this, I will strive to ensure that I create positive relationships between myself and the other teaching staff in my future teaching practices. This placement was also the first in which I was able to participate in an end-of-year school performance. I absolutely loved having this involvement, as it helped me to understand how great you can feel as a part of a school community, and therefore how important it is to create positive relationships throughout the whole school community. My third placement was at a school in Bentley. I was within a very traditional type of classroom and observing very traditional teaching styles. However, this school was participating in the Stephanie Alexander Kitchen Garden program, and it was amazing to see how excited and involved the students were in this. This experience has influenced my philosophy of teaching, in which I stated that as a teacher, I am excited to extend learning opportunities beyond the 4 walls of the classroom, particularly through providing experiences to engage with the natural environment. I think it's really important to try new ways of teaching and learning in different environments instead of just sticking to traditional practices. This also helps to make learning more meaningful and connect to real-world experiences, and therefore form a deeper understanding. My third year placement was in Hampton Park. I had full control from almost the first day, and I absolutely loved having this increased ownership and responsibility. This school was the first which I had experienced such cultural diversity, and I really embraced this. It led me to understand the importance of knowing your students in order to provide them with the best possible learning experiences that cater towards their individual needs. I make mention of this within my philosophy of teaching and explain that I will always ensure that each lesson is adjusted to suit the different learning needs of the children instead of merely focusing on the curriculum content and levels. I found this to be particularly important at this school because of the high amount of ESL children and the need to be culturally sensitive. These experiences have influenced who I am becoming as a teacher, as I am so aware to be understanding and appreciative of difference within the classroom and the need to factor this in when planning. My final year's placement was in Dandenong at a very non-traditional school. My experiences here have led me to value deep learning experiences opposed to teaching a lot of surface level content in order to cover the entire curriculum. As according to my philosophy of teaching, I will strive to incorporate the 5 C's of learning into my future classroom: collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, cooperation, and communication. I believe these skills are fundamental for a 21st century learner, as they encourage more meaningful and personal learning experiences. I will endeavour to use these skills as a way to empower my students, as I so strongly believe that teachers should not be the endpoint of a student's learning. These skills were evidently demonstrated within this school's community, which greatly influenced student leadership and autonomy within learning. My final placement was undertaken in the Cook Islands as a part of an overseas placement program. My experiences there have built upon the foundation of my philosophy, and I now value the inclusion of culture and community in the classroom and school so much more. The children in this school really benefited when learning was made more meaningful through links to culture and the community, as learning became more relevant and enjoyable. As a future teacher, I will therefore ensure to establish strong links between my classroom and the wider community.